Seoul in a tense court, Jungkook, one of the members of the phenomenal boy band BTS, finally appeared to attend the reconstruction of the ill treatment he had experienced. This case sucked the attention of the public to the whole world, making fans wonder, what exactly is happening behind the scenes of the life of this megastar? What made Jungkook, known for his friendly smile and humble demeanor, finally stand before the law to face this dark reality? And what is most surprising, who is the mastermind behind all this? The reconstruction was carried out as part of a legal process over allegations of verbal and physical abuse received by Jungkook over the past few years. A preliminary report released by Jungkook's lawyers described tremendous mental distress caused by the behavior of certain parties who are now defendants in the case. Big names, previously unexpected, appear on the list. Not a few of them are people who have worked with him professionally. Jungkook is a victim of inhumane treatment. He has gone through pressures that many cannot imagine, said a close source who did not want to be named. This statement immediately sparked controversy on social media. ARMY, as BTS fans are called, immediately flooded platforms such as Twitter and TikTok with the hashtag #JusticeForJungkook, which became a global trend in just a matter of hours. However, this is only the beginning of a long, enigmatic journey. When Jungkook stepped into the courtroom to attend this reconstruction, the atmosphere changed drastically. Media that crowded the court premises reported a sudden atmosphere of silence that enveloped the room. All eyes were on Jungkook, who looked calm even though there was clearly a heavy emotional burden on his face. The reconstruction scene begins with a video playback allegedly recording the moments when Jungkook received ill treatment. The video is played on a large screen that can be seen by the judge, prosecutors, lawyers, and the defendants. The content of the video was shocking. Not only does it show abusive verbal bullying, but also moments in which Jungkook appears to be trying hard to hide his pain in front of the camera. In one of the scenes, someone in a high-pitched voice can be heard cursing Jungkook with inappropriate words. "You are nothing more than a polished doll for sale. What you do is always wrong," say that voice. This scene immediately shocked the court visitors. Some of them couldn't even hold back the tears. One of the biggest questions that arises is, who did all this to Jungkook? Initial suspicions point to an old manager who once worked for BTS's agency. However, in the latest development, even more shocking evidence points to the involvement of a well-known figure in the South Korean entertainment industry. This figure, whose name is still kept secret by the court, is suspected of having close ties with Jungkook in the early days of his debut. The existence of these perpetrators, mainly due to their well-known status, makes the case even more controversial. Fans wondered, how could someone who is in the same industry, perhaps even knowing Jungkook personally, have the heart to commit such a cruel act? However, Jungkook's lawyers stressed that the case is not just about seeking justice for their client, but also to raise awareness about the importance of mental health and humane treatment in entertainment. In the midst of reconstruction, Jungkook was finally given the opportunity to give a statement. His voice sounded shaky as he started. "I never thought that I would be in a position like this. What I experienced was not only about physical pain, but also a sense of emotional devastation. I often ask myself, is this the price I have to pay to dream big?" he said. This statement brought tears to many people present in court, including some court staff. Jungkook, who is known as a figure who rarely talks about his personal problems, for the first time opened the veil of his personal life full of pressure. "Every time I smile in front of the camera, I always try to remind myself that I am doing this for those who love me. But no one knew that behind the scenes, I felt so alone," she added. The case has also raised concerns about how this will affect Jungkook's career and BTS as a whole. However, loyal BTS fans showed relentless support, not only through social media, but also by sending full letters of support to the court and its agencies. In fact, many international artists spoke out, publicly supporting Jungkook. A famous Hollywood actress wrote on Instagram, "What Jungkook is experiencing is a reflection of the dark side of the entertainment industry. We got your back." However, is this support enough to help Jungkook through these difficult times? This question is still a big mystery, considering that the pressure he faces is not something that can just disappear. After this reconstruction, Jungkook's case will enter the full trial stage, where more evidence and witnesses will be called. Many predict that this case will be one of the most important moments in the history of the South Korean entertainment industry, especially in highlighting the treatment of artists behind the scenes. However, no less interesting is how Jungkook himself will continue his life after all this is over. Will he talk more about his experience? Will they use their platform to make a difference? Or did he choose to stay away from the spotlight in order to heal himself? The case is not just about Jungkook as an individual, but also about how the global entertainment industry needs to take concrete steps to protect those who work in it. This court decision will be decisive, not only for Jungkook, but also for the future of the other artists. Right now, the world is waiting eagerly for justice to be done for Jungkook. In the midst of so much pressure and spotlight, Jungkook stood firm, becoming a symbol of courage for many who may have experienced similar things, but did not have a voice. Whatever the outcome, one thing is certain. This case has opened the eyes of many to the reality behind the scenes of the entertainment world that often looks sparkling from the outside. Jungkook has shown that even though he is a megastar, he is still a human being who needs respectful and affectionate treatment like everyone else. One of the most notable elements of the case was the response from BTS fans, known as ARMY. In less than 24 hours after news of the reconstruction broke, social media was filled with emotional support for Jungkook. Hashtags like #WeLoveYouJungkook, **#hashtag stay #tetapquad Jungkook, the #Justice for Jungkook pause. I used to think I was alone in the face of life's pressures, but Jungkook's songs inspired me to persevere. Seeing him now facing something like this really breaks my heart, wrote a Twitter user with more than 200,000 likes on upload. Not only that, the ARMY is raising huge funds for awareness campaigns about mental health and protection of artists in the entertainment industry. Some nonprofits even reported donations after this campaign began. One of the main fundraisers managed to raise more than $2 million in just 48 hours, which was used to support victims understand and however, behind all this support, a big question arises. How will BTS's agency, HYB Corporation, respond to this situation? Many fans who demanded transparency from the agency, given their role as the party in charge of PHYB's well-being, have finally opened their voices. An official statement that reaps pros and cons. A few days after the reconstruction in the kitchen, HYB has finally released the highly anticipated official statement. In a statement, HYB stated that they fully support Jungkook and will take legal action against anyone found guilty of. We at HYB have always been committed to protecting our artists. What happened to Jungkook is deeply regrettable, and we will ensure that justice is served. There is no tolerance to understand in what form.